Going on, you YouTubers? It's the greatest noob, T-Bird325, and this is my Humble, Texas regional wrap-up video that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So I'm finally getting a chance to do this. All right, finally getting a chance to do this for you guys. So without further ado, let's get on with the actual statistics of the video. We have to first give a shout out to our head judge, JD DeKeyser. I myself was the assistant head judge to JD DeKeyser. Also, we had our floor judges, Justin Dominguez, Eliud Vasquez, Michael Beaumont, Austin Law, Austin Gardner, Devin C, and Dareyl Crockett. Now, big shouts out to DNA Comics. All right, they're located in Humble, Texas, at 20131 Highway 59 North in Humble. Like I said, the phone number is 281-446-4131. So make sure you go and join the tournament. Go ahead and see everything they have to offer. Steve and Amanda are great people. You also meet Ricky, very good people. So go ahead and check them out in Humble as well. Now, pretty sure you guys are wondering what in the heck top over there at the Humble Regionals if you weren't already there to find out. So I'm going to let you guys know that. And also I'll be giving you guys exactly what was played and how many was played in the whole tournament, as well as I'll probably be posting some of the deck list for the top 8 players as well. So without further ado, let's get into it. First, we had 9 dragon decks. 12 hero decks. Now all these decks for heroes had some shape, way, or form with mostly heroes and future fusion and miracle fusion. Okay, then we had 9 tour guide agent angel decks, 5 legendary 6 samurai decks, 7 zombie decks, 2 low level beatdowns with the Mad Lobster, Sonic Ducks, Hunter Dragons, and Jerry Beans, man. Level Limit, Area B, Gravity Bind, and so forth and so forth. Alright, we also have Machina Gadgets. 13 decks played in the regionals. 13 X-Saber decks. We had 27 Agent Angel decks. Okay, 27 of them. So this was the most played deck out of the whole region. Was 27 normal Agent Angel decks. 14 Blackwing decks. 1 Wing Sworn, which is Blackwing and Light Sworn mixed together. 13 Gravekeeper decks. 4 Tech Genus decks. 4 Fabled decks. 9 Tengu Plant decks. 3 Chaos Plant decks. 14 Chaos Sworn decks. 4 Dragoonities. 2 Salvo Dad. 10 Chaos. Now this Chaos format decks that I found in there, that was just it was just a mixture of light and dark monsters. They didn't have anything. It wasn't Blackwing, it was Light Sworn. It was just Kaiku Breaker, Reflect Bounders, DD Crows, Effect Veiler, Thunder Kings. It wasn't like anti-meta, it was just light and dark. So that's what I labeled as Chaos. 3 Zombie Chaos decks, 12 TG Agent Angel decks, 3 Gemini Hero Beatdowns, 1 Volcanic Burn, 2 TG Tengu decks, 1 Macro Monarch decks, 3 gadget decks, like this was just plain gadgets, 9 Blackwing Chaos decks. We also had 8 Junk Doppel Chaos decks, 9 Gladiator Beast decks, 2 Plain Machine decks equipped with Cyber Dragons and Genzos and Black Salvos and Dekuichis, 1 Zombie Plant deck, 1 Wind Up Gadget deck, 3 Infernity decks, 2 Pure Katakuri decks, 1 Katakuri Machina Plant deck, 2 Flame Veil decks, 3 Destiny Chaos decks. Those were basically Teledad minus the Telepart. 2 Counter Fairy decks that use Agent Angels in there, but they use mostly Counter Traps as their draw engine. 1 Dark deck. Now this Dark deck had just dark monsters. It had no real theme, but it looked like it might have meshed together. 7 Froggy Monarch decks. 1 Crystal Beast deck. And I didn't think anybody would play this in the tournament, but they did. 1 Crystal Beast deck. 1 Malefic World. Now Malefic World is a deck that a guy in my locals actually plays, and has been playing it for about a couple of years now. This uses Malefic Cebrian, Malefic Stardust, and uses field cards like Necro Valley, Gear Town, and Future Visions. Alright. Equip that with a limiter removal and a punch for game directly with 1 monster. It's pretty mean. 3 Tengu Monarch decks, 2 Mystic Piper Chaos decks, 4 Diva Dad in the house, 4 Diva Dad, 1 Psychic Chaos deck, 2 Pure Light Sworns, 1 Warrior deck equipped with Wild Heart. Yes, Wild Heart. 1 Ice Barrier deck, 1 Battery Man deck, 1 Scrap, 1 Dark Fiend deck, 1 Genus deck, 1 Worm deck, 2 Tour Guide Tengu Chaos decks, 1 Water deck, 1 Fabled World, that's Fabled and Dark World, 1 Synchro deck, 2 Exodia decks, 1 Morphtronic deck, 2 Tengu Scrap decks, 2 Katakuri Machina decks, 1 Assault Mode deck, 2 Anti-Meta decks, 1 TG Gadget deck, 1 Agent Chaos deck, and 1 Burn deck. Now, as far as the Burn deck player goes, we had a situation in the 7th or 8th round where the Burn player went up against another duelist by the name of Naomi Schwenk. Now, Naomi's only been playing for about 3 or 4 months, but is honestly one of the best female players I've ever seen, especially for that little bit of experience. Now, you might be wondering why I'm mentioning that in this tournament wrap-up. Well, it brings up a very good point that I myself and JD DeKeyser brought up to the other players around in the whole venue. If ever you see a game state, you as a spectator, a player, even if you're not inside of the actual duel, it is your job, your duty, your obligation to stop gameplay if you see a player playing something they shouldn't be playing. Now, the case in question here is the Burn player had 5 Magic and Traps set and apparently played a Pot of Duality as a 6th card on the field. Now, he has 5 in the back row, not including the field card. There was no field cards in play. It was just 5 Magic and Traps in the back row and played a Pot of Duality. He played 2 back-to-back from what we were told, and then as the judges got there and we were watching it, he tried to play a 3rd one, which I stopped him from playing it. Now, because Natalie was inexperienced in her ability to fend off this kind of threat, she didn't notice because the guy had black sleeves and a really dark mat, so therefore she didn't really see what was happening in front of her. Now, you as a spectator have the obligation to stop gameplay, call a judge, make them stop, and watch if they do not stop, so that way we can get it back to a normal game state and then continue from there on with a judge supervision. Because of that, Naomi ended up losing her chance to make top 32, which she was not too happy with, to say the least, although this was her first regional. Now, we did have 289 players in this regional, which makes it seem more like a mini Shonen Jump, which was amazing. So for everyone that participated into this tournament, pat on the back to you. I know it was a very long day. We got there, it was about 8 o'clock in the morning. Some people got before 8 o'clock, and we didn't leave till about, I think, 9 o'clock that night. So to everyone that hung in there, kudos to you guys. I want to give you guys the top 32. It's the best thing to do. So at the number 32 spot, we had Kelly Jenkins. At number 31, Matthew Casciola. Number 30, Oscar Zelaya. 29, Martin Sandoval. 28, Jerron Aleman. 27, Luis Andrade. 26, Joshua Hunt. 25, Jeffrey Bubel. 24, Tony Monroe. 23, Francisco Salivar. 22, Dennis Brown. 21, Gonzalo Vega. Number 20, Rodrigo Martinez. Number 19, Mark Smith. Number 18, Larry Chapman. 17, Froilan Salvador. 16, Brian Trong. 15, James Edwards. 14, Darmond Dixon. 13, Addison Dougherty. 12, Nick Vo. 11, Ezequiel Robledo Jr. 10, Chris Judkins. Number 9, Jercoola White. Number 8, piloting an Agent Angel deck with his Carlos Medrano. Number 6, playing Tengu Chaos Plants, Julian Cebrian. Number 5, playing Tour Guide Agent Angels, James Fehring. Number 4, also piloting Tour Guide Agent Angels, Alex Cheruvelil. Number 3, playing Tech Genus, Yobani Martinez. Number 2, playing Tengu Chaos Plants, Hale. And the number 1 ranked player going into the top 8 was Colby, Blomstrom playing Agent Angels. Now, because we had so many rounds and it took so long for the whole tournament, we ended up not playing out the top 8. The top 32 did get their invites, and the top 8 went into we based the top 8 basically on the standings because we didn't have enough time to actually play out the whole 8 match. Alright, so that's how we did that. And I want to give a special thank you for all of our rookie judges, the first times actually judging in a regional. So it was pretty much a big job for you guys. We were also understaffed, so I think they did a very good job. I think as a whole we had a player base that was knowledgeable in what to do. Now, I will be posting a video as far as how to fill out a deck list and what a deck list should and should not look like. We did stop a bunch of people from getting deck list errors and game losses, but I believe there were 8 people who got game losses due to deck list errors. Now, to those people, keep your head up, but also it should behoove you to make sure that your deck list is ready the day before. Even if you think you might have some changes to make, write your deck list out the night before and then make your changes accordingly, so that way you don't get game losses before. Because we had a few players that actually had listed 39 cards when they had a 42 card deck because they added in 3 pots of duality. These things happen, but we need to try to learn from our mistakes and not continue to make them. Now, excuse me, as far as the rest of this tournament report, I believe this is going to conclude my tournament report. And I want to give shout out to Lueda 1425, Jacob DT, Smithier 12, and FGX3, and everyone else who was there. Make sure that you guys tell me, and I'll give you a link and I'll give you a shout out in this video. So until next time, play like a noob, win like a pro. It's the only way to go. Greatest noob, and I'm out.